You know what? Want to try something new with me?
Yeah, what you brought a whole bunch of goodies.
Got some stuff here. I'll put this in. I know that's part of the deal. You just let me know when you want to go.
Oh, it's going.
All right.
So, dude, you I didn't know you were a beer dude.
Love it. Zing Tap.
Ting Pao Lao. Whoa, no way.
Yeah. It's out of China.
That is crazy.
It's a Chinese name.
Is that really what it's called? Zing Tao?
Zing Tap. I discovered this at the late great Beijing Chinese buffet in Washington, Missouri.
Do you have to ask them where to get it from?
No, we didn't ask questions. We were 19, drinking $1 beers in Beijing. They're not open anymore, so I can say that.
You probably said anyway. They might get away with it.
Oh, take her easy there, Pilgrim.
Boy, I got vision and the rest of the world wears bifocals.
Well, son, since you haven't learned to respect your elders, it's time you learn to respect your betters.
It is, I think, going to be a very harsh and unpleasant kind of business, and will, I think, require an extremely harsh and unpleasant kind of man to see to it.
I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah, let me know what you think of it. You got to question the green bottle, because you ever have Heineken,
Mm-hmm.
Kind of comes in skunky.
Yeah, it's kind of got that. I know what you mean. That's kind of get that vibe. It's like a light skunky. It's not as harsh as, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you hate it. I get it. You hate it.
Oh, I drink Heinekens. I drink Heineys. I don't drink them, but I would. I do like them. That's interesting. Is that as far east as your flavors go?
We go north, east, south, west with beer, man. It's local and far away.
And so,
if it's good, I'm gonna drink it.
So
and I like this one a lot.
I like it. I think it's just you have to special order it though, don't you?
No. I walk into a liquor store and they got it.
They have Zing Tao Mao.
Well, I mean, maybe not everywhere, but where I shop, they had it.
Where'd you get it from?
305.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, they're pretty diverse with their flavors.
Pretty cultured.
Very cultured 305 liquor. So whenever, you're a beer guy and you like exotic Asian beers, and you also tell us about what you do a little bit, because I think we've known each other for a long time. I want to kind of get to know you and what you do.
Yeah.
And what's going on with the Williams family and you.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, my name's Tim Williams. I work here in Washimo at Williams Brothers Meat Market, and that's the name of the game. Been a family business around for 40 years, and got a good community to be a part of, and we slinging meat every day, drinking beers at night, and I'm thinking, we're going to talk a little bit about this meat business. Well, you got to pair a nice meal with a nice beer. At the end of every day, I was thinking it all started one time. Lauren's family, my fiance, Lauren, Lauren.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
We were doing a shrimp boil. You got the Andouille sausage, Cajun sausage. You got shrimp, you got corn, you got potatoes. Crawfish, a lot of people crawfish. I'm thinking, well, God, I love this, but I can't just be drinking my crap natural light, right? I gotta find a beer that goes with this. And I actually brought some with me. It's Red Stripe. It's brewed in Jamaica. I did a little research, and everyone from the South, shrimp boils, you gotta have a Red Stripe. So I'm thinking, there's no way I'm gonna find a 305 head Red Stripe.
I've seen Red Stripes around, but this is what you pair with your seafood, or is this?
Well, that's what I pair with the shrimp boils, and that's kind of when it all started. I was like, well, I need to start. People have wine. I don't know how wine works at all. What, white wine goes with Alfredo? I don't know.
I think it's something like that.
I'm not a big wine guy.
Well, I don't know. I'm not good at picking out what beers go with what. I just have a certain amount of beers that I like, and I notice especially with kind of the microbreweries in St. Louis and stuff, they've been putting pictures of whatever it pairs with.
Oh, that's smart.
On the bottle, it's this will go good with.
That's a fact.
A cow.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? Those microbreweries are cool. They do got pretty effective packaging. I mean, a lot of times I'm buying it just because of the label. I like the way the label looks. that old Fallon Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, oh my God, look at that. It's got a big old pumpkin all over it. It's Halloween time. I'm going to buy it. It's delicious.
Oh yeah, they've got good Oktoberfest or whatever. Yeah, I've had their
Right.
pumpkin beer before.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Do you constantly look for? Well, you were talking about your family business, and I kind of threw.
I know.
I
I kind of I just
But
jumped
that's-
right into my beer here.
Well, so you guys have been around for 40 years, and there were
Right,
so
close to 40.
What's the history of everything?
well,
Dig into it. So I sidetracked you.
sure.
sorry.
I'm proud to say I'm 6th generation butcher. So we go back a ways, and my uncle Steve, and he is the Williams brother. He started that business. My uncle Steve, still working today, running the show really. And he came here close to 40 years ago and bought a meat shop from Norv Camp Schrader. And Norv Camp Schrader, and you know, Uncle Steve, he got his training from family just like me. His Uncle Frank was a butcher out towards I should know it, Ellisville area. And you know, if they ever hear this, they're gonna beat me because it was probably like Baldwin or Chester. I said Ellisville.
You can't cross over those borders.
But you know what? They'll just have to deal with it. They can fact check me later. But the story goes, they bought the business from North Camp Schrader. It's just a real small building right off of Fifth Street, real close. I mean, basically where we are today. The building got so old, we tore it down, and we're in the newer structure to the left of it now. And Camp Schrader, though, what I didn't learn until recently, there's a lot of Washington history in this town of Camp Schrader. He had a meat locker off of the riverfront there, off of Front Street. That's now, you know, it used to be Otis Campbell's.
Oh.
Now it's the draft room right next to
Mhm.
the landing. So that used to be Camp Schrader's meat locker. And meat locker, that's a thing way from the past where you'd actually rent out. Now we have storage lockers to put all of our junk in. Well, people would rent out lockers to keep their meat in.
Wow.
No one had a deep freeze in their house like they do today. So that's obviously a thing of the past now. And Camp Schrader had his store up on Fifth, and next thing you know, 40 years later, I'm born into a meat family. We're talking about it here.
Well, you guys are all in there. It's is it like you and your brother, right?
It's
And cousins, and
Mhm.
I mean, is everybody's on board?
Yeah, it is quite the squad. We got one cousin, two cousins, tons of cousins that help us when we got deer season coming on. There's a big influx of cousins helping there. You got the uncles. You of course have my father who was part of the game. You had aunts. Aunts are in it. I mean, nieces and nephews help us out. Christmas time making gift boxes. We really don't do many. What do families do? They get together on the holidays and have they all cook a turkey together. Well, we don't do that because I mean we're cooking turkeys together all the time. You know, we really don't want to see each other when we leave at 5. We don't want to get together on a Sunday and do. You know what I mean? So it's a family affair, but it's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time.
You were talking about gift boxes. What are those? You guys put together stuff for?
Yeah, just your typical holiday gift box. You got your snack crackers, you got your summer sausage, you got your fancy cheeses. This year, actually, we're doing something really exciting. We're launching a new line of gift boxes, right? It's not to get too salesy here, but I am excited. It's all Missouri products.
Ooh.
You got Missouri-made cheese, and everyone talks about how good Wisconsin cheese is. And they're right, like a true Wisconsin cheese. You ever bite into a Wisconsin cheese curd and it squeaks on you?
No, I'm not a cheesist.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Like a true fresh cheese curd, it'll squeak when you're chewing it. So this company out of Missouri, it's called Hemme Brothers. They produce this cheese that does that. They got these cheese curds that they squeak, and everyone goes, "Oh my God, it squeaks!" And we sell them, I think, just because they squeak. It's incredible. And then so you got this is Missouri box. It's all these awesome Missouri products from St. Louis down in Springfield. Here in Washington, of course, out towards Kansas City. So and that's what's so cool. It is a local thing we got going. And to have just more local be brought in and see just that small local thing thrive, that excites me.
Well, it's something new. It's everybody's into that local, local beef, local beer, local everything. So
they are, and it does seem really popular right now. People want to know where their food's coming from,
right? Yeah,
and I get that, but I gotta say, for 40 years we the local thing is hot today, but this town's been shopping there for a long time now, and it just goes to show what a supportive community we have. So I'm always pretty thankful about that.
And yeah, you guys are like, you do stuff at the fair, right? And you have a thing at the fair, events like like the market things and the barbecue blue. Like you guys are everywhere, and you're like your family's everywhere too. So it's like they're involved in certain clubs and stuff like that. So that definitely helps.
Just pretty involved in the community, kind of like everyone else is. I think that's what makes it all work so well. Is everyone really digs in and volunteers and helps. And the fair's a huge thing. We didn't have it this year because of COVID, like most communities, and it's a shame. But we're not out there cooking. Some of our products are out there, but what's so cool about that is there's churches and organizations that may be buying brats from us, but they're out there selling it, and people are buying it, and all it does is help that organization. So on the fairs aspect, we did kind of miss that this year because that's a lot of dough. A lot of dough. It's a lot of dough that it helps the town. It helps the town.
And then just as, like your business was affected, like imagine like everybody else, and like it just and the organizations too, because it's like they sell your stuff there, and then they got all the everything. Yeah, so
no one's not been affected.
Right.
And I think we're pretty as far as like you look under the microscope, Washington, we look pretty good. But you do talk to people, and there's a lot of people hurting out there. Just in St. Louis, every other restaurant's closed down. My fiance and I, this is. You ever have a restaurant that you just love to go to, and then it's gone? Like,
gone forever.
Like this town's suffering the loss of a Ponderosa right now, and I can't say I was a big supporter of the local Ponderosa, but a lot of people were, and there's a lot of heartbreak around here. I was like, I guess I can live without it. I will. But her and I, we were shopping in the city, and we were coming home one day, and we go, let's stop at that pho place that we love. It's in Manchester. Have you ever had pho before? PHO. Yeah, like what the pho?
No, what is
PHO? People always say pho, but it's pho. Don't get me going on that.
And what is it, like Asian?
It's Vietnamese.
Oh, so it is Asian.
It's Asian. Yeah. I mean, I guess we don't need to be too technical here. But so it's basically, you've had a ramen noodle. It's like a ramen noodle on steroids. So it's this really rich like broth that they make out of chicken bones, beef bones, things like that.
Ooh.
And they put these noodles in it. And, like the beef goes in raw. It's sliced really thin, dropped in there and cooks right away. And it's one of the best soups, ramens you'll ever have. So like, oh my gosh, we haven't had it in a year. Let's go get our pho. Gone. The restaurant shut down. It's just an empty building now. That was about a month ago.
Here, let's cheers to
Can we cheers to some
pho? Well, that's cool. It was
heartbreaking. It's not cool. It was heartbreaking.
What? I was getting off of the thing. Like, you seem like you know a lot about other food. Like, are you a connoisseur?
I like to eat. I just like to eat. I can't cook though. I can grill. I'll get my Weber grill out and I'll cook you a mean steak, chicken breast, smoke a chicken. I mean, when I get into the kitchen, I don't know. I'm not much of a cook.
So you can barbecue, but you just can't like do like what, pasta salad or something.
I don't know if I've ever boiled a noodle. yeah, I don't think I have actually. But thankfully, my fiance, she's a great cook.
Well, so you guys will be like a power meal couple.
And speaking of that, she ironically, I'm a meat man. She could be a vegetarian. She used to hardly ever eat meat till she met me. Then I probably didn't eat my vegetables or fruits like I should until I met her. And now every meal, you got your nice meat portion there, and then you got your fruits, and you got your vegetables. It works out well.
You guys could do like one of those like what are they Blue Apron things?
What's that?
That's like one of those places that sends you food, and like or you can pre-order like meals, and they'll send you the recipes and the fresh ingredients. And you make it yourself.
Yeah.
And it's got like all the instructions.
You know what? I see that all the time.
People are doing that stuff.
People are doing that. It seems easy. Just open up the package, throw it in, and got yourself.
I've had friends that do it, and then they keep all the recipes and stuff, so they can make like the.
Oh, I didn't think about that. It's
kind of pricey, but
hey, you pay for what you get. You pay for what you get. That's
seems
what I like
fun.
To say.
So, but yeah, so you guys are food people, and like as far as like running the business or being in the business with your family and stuff, and what is like. Does everybody cook well? Is everybody like cooking all the time, or is like does everybody know everything, like every aspect of the business?
You know, there's days I go home smelling like a raw ribeye, and there's days I go home smelling like a piece of cooked jerky. So we all do every little bit of part. There's every bit that we do. Yeah, that's a family business for you, right? You kind of just have to learn it all. As far as can everyone cook that? Probably everyone but me. It sounds like, yeah. we got 2 great cooks. Well, 3 great cooks. I mean, and then you got the master. You got 3 guys in the cutting room all day breaking down sides of beef. That's an art in itself. To be able to take a whole animal and produce and every last bit is used. I mean, it is fascinating to watch. It's an interesting trade, even down to the bones. I mean, the bones are used, like I said, for a pho. Like it is crazy. So, yeah, I mean, I can't cook. Everyone else can cook. They're proud, but
yeah, but that's I can't barbecue. I don't barbecue much, but like I can like cook some food. So there is like.
What do you mean you don't barbecue much?
I don't.
You don't get the grill.
It's like something that like. Everyone else is like always done, so if I go to an event or something, it's already done, and like I don't know. I just don't do it much.
Oh, we gotta change that.
That's why I go to you guys to get what's your lunches.
I brought you something.
Okay.
You're gonna grill it. You're not gonna barbecue.
You brought it to like grill.
I got you something.
No way.
I got you. This is. One of my prized possessions right here.
Really?
I want you to be careful with this.
Oh my gosh.
That's an inch thick, bone in, prime ribeye steak right there, baby. Now you have to and don't burn it.
Oh, what do I do? So like how do I?
You just don't burn it. That's what.
That's the best advice.
You know, people always say, "Well, how do I cook this?" And I'd hate to tell them something wrong. You know, sometimes Google is the better person to ask than me. But when it comes to grilling, you know, just nice bone-in steak like that. 6 minutes maybe at the most on each side on the hot fire at the most. I like a little bloody in the middle. Do you like your steaks medium well?
I do medium, medium rare. I do
medium rare. Oh, well then just don't go too long.
Oh my gosh! Well, thank you so much.
Oh yeah.
I will definitely let you know. I'll do it.
You gotta send me a picture of it when it's done.
I will. And this has to be like done soon too. This is not something you throw in the freezer and then like do it in 3 months.
No, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Or I mean, you could freeze it if you want.
No,
it wouldn't hurt my feelings.
I'm gonna. What about like what about making food in like the skillets and stuff because my 1 year for Christmas my friend they got me a really nice cast iron skillet and he gave me like a deer loin. And he's like, cook that in this with like butter and all this stuff and everything. And I did, and it was really good.
Sure, yeah.
So like, do you know how to do that? Like, is there a difference really between the grill and the like that pan stuff?
I mean, I think so because when you're grilling, there's a different element to it. You got smoke coming off of the coals. That's already a different flavor, and you got a little bit of flavor on the grill. It's all around there, but that's also like a cast iron skillet. You know, they're seasoned, right? They have years of flavor cooked into those things. But it's funny you brought that up because I am trying to learn how to cook on a cast iron skillet. We got one a couple months ago. My fiance's parents gifted us a cast iron skillet.
They're giving you gifts before you get married? That's dope.
Oh yeah, they're good people. They just got us something else. Oh, it was a picture of a cow of all things. But that's a different thing. That's a different thing. But yeah. So I am trying to learn how to cook on a cast iron skillet. It's Lauren. She's got it down pretty good, but I'm still learning. I'm not gonna lie. I have a hard time toasting the bun on it without burning it.
When you guys also
maybe I'm too distracted. I might be too distracted.
What isn't it the whole point of like barbecuing is to be there, be present, be kind of distracted at the same time?
Right. You got to be balanced. That 12-ounce can in one hand. And then, spatula, tongs in the other.
You're also watching the kids on the jungle gym, making sure that they're not getting hurt.
Sure. One day,
So you're practicing for that.
If I have kids, there's definitely going to be a lot of balance. The thing about cooking on a grill is you do seem to stand by the grill more than you stand by a stovetop, I guess.
I'm like a really messy around cook. Like, I'm just like all over the kitchen. It's a wreck when I'm done. It'll be something really like weird and experimental, but it'll be good, but it's just like I've made a mess.
You got a go-to dish in that kitchen?
I used to do like stir fry. I go through phases. I haven't like done a whole lot of stuff like recently. But I would go through I made stuffed mushrooms for a long time, so I tried it with like shrimp, stuffed mushrooms, or like like regular beef and just different types of stuffed mushrooms. Or then I'd like do what I used to do, like a lot of ramen, a ton of ramen. I did a lot of cheeseburgers one time because the guy I lived in a house with, they bought half cows and they would just give us ground beef.
Right, absolutely.
So I'd put stuff in cheeseburgers, and I went through phases. I just haven't done it in a while, which is really not good. Because like now it's like I just eat fast food and stuff.
Little McDonald's here and there.
Oh, God.
I went to I seen a commercial for McDonald's. It's been a while, so I was like, that sounds pretty good. I'm gonna get some McDonald's. They had spicy McNuggets. Ooh, that's something new. I like spicy. It's got a little spicy dipping sauce. So Sunday comes around, I'm gonna get those McNuggets. I was looking forward to it. After I seen that commercial, I was like, this will be a thing I do.
They sold you.
I put it in the calendar. It worked. It worked. So I wait in the line. I order. I go, you guys got spicy McNuggets. I couldn't find it on the menu. And they go, oh yeah, we got them. I go, oh yeah, I'll take a 10-piece spicy McNugget. And I want that spicy sauce with it that I see. Oh yeah, no problem. So I go up, I pay. And then, I'm 26 years old. I should know by now. You look in your bag before you pull away. But there was a thing that looked like McNuggets in there. But I opened it up. It was just regular McNuggets, which were divine. But it wasn't my spicy McNuggets I was looking for.
Well, did you go back?
No, it wasn't worth. It just wasn't worth it that much. I'll go back in a year for.
You got so stoked about that commercial, and like you went there and you were looking forward to that moment.
Yeah.
And like then they didn't like follow through with it, and you're just kind of like, I'll go back again.
I mean, are you shocked though? Like, I feel like the 50% of the time your order's wrong anyway, so you eventually kind of get used to it.
It depends on the situation. Like, I'll say like, oh, this is wrong. Like, I want the other thing. You
don't mind going back and saying, hey, this.
Sometimes it depends. It depends on the situation. But like my favorite thing to do is like demand like free food after I eat like half of it. And I'm just like, this was like really bad, and it's like you have like a bite left. Like it's like no, I want it for free. Give me my money back. And like,
do they honor that pretty well at McDonald's?
I've never done that. I've never done that in my life.
I think as we age, you're more willing to do those sort of things.
Bitch more.
I always exactly. I always see the older people be like, that's not how I wanted it cooked. But if mine comes out, tough as shoe leather, I'm like, I guess I'll eat it.
Well, it's like maybe because like maybe we go out more or something, and like that is like an occasion for them. Maybe it's like it's an occasion, but they also like are like they feel entitled because they are so old. So it's like a combination of this like old person at a time, and like I wanted this way. I said 3 packets of ketchup, not 4.
Take it easy, Grandma.
They're just kind of like more bitches. It's like there's more fat on this steak than there is meat. Come on.
Hey, that's flavor, lady. That's the flavor.
There you go. That's how you would retort.
I'd go in defense mode right away. Like, oh, I mean, if you don't want it, I'll take it.
But do you have like a food philosophy as far like when it comes to like, so it's like, you guys are hometown food and everything like that, but like, are you anti any part of food industry or anything?
I mean,
food conspiracy theories.
You got to be careful because it's such a big industry. I mean, it's one of the largest. Obviously, everyone has to eat, and that's what makes my job so fun. Is we get to deal with food all day, and that's 3 part of everyone's day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're dealing with food, so that's what makes the job fun. And with a lot of other things, but I like to read about what's going on out there. Like there are certain things that bother me with, say, certain regulations, right? We want to trust other people who know more about us, who are smarter than us about these sort of things, to make sure the food that comes down this line is safe. And anytime something sketchy happens, like I read recently with coronavirus, there was meat shortages, so the regulations got a little loose. And so I seen how, there's more diseased chickens. Those used to be taken right off the line. Well, now you can just cut those tumors right off, and that chicken's still in the assembly line. So that kind of bothers me. You know what I mean? I don't want to be eating something that was sick, and I don't care if I'm cooking it to 200 degrees and killing every last germ in there. I don't want that on my plate. And I certainly don't want to be selling that to anyone. So my philosophy is, it's all of our philosophy up there, is you want quality. You want the best, right? And you can't just, that's not something you can be lazy about. It is active. You have to be sure what you're sourcing in is quality. We don't butcher chickens. We butcher hogs. We butcher beef. We butcher lamb. We butchered some goat this week. I've never seen that in my life. But that happened. I was like, what is that? Is that a German Shepherd? No, that's a goat.
Did somebody bring it in, or is it something you guys just tried to do?
Someone brought it in. Yeah, that's not going in the meat case. But we don't butcher our own chicken. And chicken's like the one thing your people are always worried about undercooking and things like that. We try our best to get it all in fresh, and I feel we do. But at a certain point, you always got to look back and say, what's on my plate? Is this good for me?
Oh man, when you have a totally different perspective because you grew up with it and you know the bad things that can't happen, and especially if you're more interested in that sense where you look into it and you see things and you're just like, oh, I don't know about that.
Right.
I don't know.
But there's also don't read too far into things, and you got to go to sleep at night. You know what I mean? I'll just shut up.
I'm worried about I'm gonna not fall asleep because of the chicken tumors tonight. I can't.
Don't think too far into
I'm
it.
having chicken tumor nightmares now.
I haven't slept in a week.
Screw you, Tyson.
That's it.
But that is funny that they have regulation changes when something crazy happens, and you being in the quality
control, you could say.
Yeah, I was gonna say industry
Gotcha.
the industry that requires so much quality because you guys get burned by health and violations and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And how tight are those? How strict are health violations, and what happens if things don't happen the way you want them to? Or have you never experienced that?
No, I mean, after this many years, even I've only been full time at Williams Brothers for 6 years now. So, I mean, I've been working there since I was 2. Child labor laws would say this is very unethical, but I was there working.
Mm-hmm.
Probably with things I could chop my fingers off with, but I was working.
Family businesses get away with that a little bit more.
You got to make ends meet somehow. Yeah. But it is. You want another beer before? Are you ready for another one?
I guess so. Okay, I'll do it.
I got a real fun one here.
Okay.
I got a real fun one.
Premium Luguru. No,
And I'm sorry to finish my answer there, but we're getting.
This is going all over the world here.
We're going a little south of the border here.
We may not have been able to go on vacation because of Corona, but you're taking me there.
That's right.
We are going Modelo or Modelo. Which one is it?
That's a good question. I really couldn't tell you. I think it's. Boy,
It's Modelo, isn't it Modelo?
Everyone
It's Modelo.
always says Modelo.
That's what I always heard.
And you know what I was actually looking for was Tecate. Have you ever heard of Tecate? The Mexican beer, Tecate?
Yeah. It's got the little eagle thing, right? Doesn't it have an eagle? It's got a green bottle, don't it?
I know there's a red
Maybe
stripe
I'm
and a
wrong.
blue stripe Tecate.
I'm wrong.
I don't think it's on a green bottle.
I thought there was some kind of Aztecian bird or something.
Well, there might be. All I know is my future father-in-law went to Mexico one time. He's got a family member that just walks around, lives in Mexico, and he got the real deal. And he went to some block party in Mexico, and they were all drinking Tecate. And the one takeaway he got was well, I like this beer, but when I got back to the States, I could only find Tecate red label, the red stripe Tecate. But down there, all the guys drink blue stripe Tecate. And to this day, I've never seen a blue stripe Tecate in my life. I can't even find that brand at all. That's why we're drinking Modelo. It might be better with the lime. How is it there? Have you tried it?
I don't have.
Ooh.
It's not as.
It's definitely not pairing well with the Tsingtao. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
no, it's blocking out. The Tsingtao is a lot stronger. So there's a lot more full flavor in the Tsingtao.
You didn't know we were getting drunk tonight, did you?
I didn't think so. I was at the VFW before this. I was like, I gotta go and do some stuff.
I was at the Elks. We were at Elks Lodge.
I just became an elk.
No kidding. When did you become an elk?
The other day.
Oh,
I got
You're
whatever.
kidding me. My cousin DJ became an elk the other day.
Really?
Yeah, my brother Rob was the sponsor.
I didn't know
Redhead.
that was your brother.
Yeah.
Because I asked somebody, I was like, who is it? Because he looks just like one of my other buddies. And I was like, who is it? I was like, oh, that's so-and-so Williams. I was like, oh, wait, is that like over there? I was like, yeah. I was like, is that like Tim's brother? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. How about that? That's awesome. So you might have met DJ. You might not have last night. He's a taller dude, mustache.
No, I didn't meet him. But like I was like there. There was like 13 of us or whatever.
I heard it was kind of a little busy.
Is that a busy one?
Busy night. Yeah. It was busier than the last one I was
Well,
at.
look at that. We're gonna go tear it up at the lodge.
I love that place.
Really?
Well, I mean, they got 4 flat screen TVs right behind the bar. Sports playing all the time.
I've been there so many times, and like we were just like, why don't we just do it? Why don't we just like join?
Just join. Who'd you join with?
My mom.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So
Oh, nice.
she was like with me and everything when we did the stuff, and we were hanging out at a bar and some buddies that came in. I'm like, we're gonna go to the Elk. You guys want to go? I'm like, okay, sure. And we're like there hanging out, and like I said, I've been there so many times, but they're like, you guys want to join? I was like, okay, yeah. I don't know what happened yet.
Sure, why not?
I've been there.
Let's become an elk. It's a good bar. And they got like a full. The only thing they don't have draft beer. I'm going to bring that up in the next board meeting. I like a cold Budweiser on draft every now and then.
Oh, they get, yeah. I never thought about that.
That's the only club I'm a part of right now in Washington.
Really? I
Yeah.
mean, that's not like that's pretty normal. It's like we're like young and stuff. It's
That's
like
true. That's true.
didn't know if like you were part of like some food association thing or something. I don't know, like or like some like because you guys are always at like certain events or like you're like vendors at certain events and
Sure,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Like well, it's like I guess your company is like Chamber of Commerce and stuff like that.
There's a lot of things the market's memories of. Like, yeah, downtown Washington, that organization. There's a thing, we call it MAMP, which is short for Missouri Association of Meat Processors.
Okay.
You know, they get together once a year, talk about all things our industry, meat, equipment, new strategies, old strategies. You know, it's fascinating to talk about someone that's just 30 miles west of you, what they know that you didn't know. And you kind of always leave learning something new. And all that does is help you.
So that's like so your company your business is part of that, and do you go
Right.
to these meetings and stuff? So
Well, there's meetings. There's more. I don't know if there's really meetings. I'm young. I'm not that involved in it yet. Like Steve was president of the Missouri Association
wow.
of Wrestlers for a year, maybe 2. I don't know, maybe 5. I guess I should ask him that. I should get to the bottom of that. But he.
phone a friend.
I like to use one of my lifelines.
So that's somebody that like do you, like I guess are there conventions and stuff where you guys can go look at cool equipment? Is that kind of like
it's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you look at, and it's not just you're not just being sold products there. You know, so it's nice to see what's new and what's gonna increase efficiency. But you have a judge competition, so people are bringing their hams in that they smoked, their bacons that they smoked, their jerkies that they smoked, all these very niche items that our processors do and they all do so well. Everyone does such an incredible job, and it's incredible to see it all laid out in front of you. You can try it, you can eat it, but it's not just flavor, appearance, like everything. There's a lot that goes into selling a product. So the judges think, well, will this sell? How does that's a selling item. So it's from Braunschweiger to ham to a cooked salami. Everything's here. You're not just looking at new dishwashers out there. You're looking at Joe Schmo's ham in northern Missouri, never heard of them, win the best ham in the state, and you try it and you never had anything like it. So it's a neat experience.
do you guys share like tips and tricks like a ton, or is there like a lot of like industry secrets?
Well, you always got to keep something a secret. But
What's your guys' secret? I'm just joking. I already know it. It's your big smiles.
that's it. Big smiles and our big hearts.
So I go there for lunch, and I get lunch a lot. I like your guys' sandwiches. It's cool. You guys have like a wide variety. The cheeses, the sandwiches,
Right.
the frozen foods, the pizzas that you guys get, like local frozen pizzas. Do you guys make those?
We don't. That's out of Dogtown.
Oh, so
Dogtown.
it's-
And you know what? Just talking yesterday, I thought Dogtown was an Italian thing, but Dogtown's a German part of St. Louis.
Oh, no, I didn't. I had no idea. No,
So-
is it the hill's the Italian part?
So the hill's the Italian part, and I thought for some reason Dogtown is part of the hill.
Well,
this is an
man.
Italian thing, but I think it's a German part of the city.
I don't know.
And then there's an Irish part of it. I should really know these things. I'm German. I'm Irish. Are you German?
I'm undocumented.
You don't. Oh, really?
I don't know.
You're-
It's like my dad's side is Romanian, like on my dad's grandma or my dad's mom, and then my dad's dad is like British, and then like
Huh.
my mom's side is like I've never done the test.
So you're like 132 everything.
I'm a mutt.
You're a mutt, yeah. Aren't we kind of like all mutts at this point?
I think so. It's like we're getting like so like far into everywhere's so established that everyone's kind of not everybody though. You know, there are some people that aren't. You know, pure bloods.
I'm just a drunk Irishman.
I'm just a drunk Irishman. But that was I don't know. I don't know anything about like what. I just know the hill is Italian. That's it. That's all I know. I don't know anything about. I know a lot of people that live in Dogtown, but not.
Well, there's a Dogtown back on the frozen pizzas. Like I haven't had emos in 2 years because these frozen pizzas are so good. And I'm telling you, they're that good. I mean, you got to cook it right? Like you can't just throw it in the oven and say go. Like I'm a big believer in a frozen pizza got to be cooked. If you're cooking it at home in an oven, you got to have an appropriate. It's like the ceramic dish. That
I know what you're talking about.
It makes the bottom crusty, like a convection oven would, and the top the cheese melts perfectly, right brown on the outside.
Dude.
So you gotta know how to do a frozen pizza in order to like frozen pizza. But they had a hot salami Dogtown pizza, and a hot salami Dogtown pizza was a spin on the hot salami sandwich, which is out of some famous restaurant in St. Louis, and I'm forgetting the name. Once again, I hope my uncles never hear this because you don't know the name of the place that makes that hot salami sandwich. You know what I mean? I haven't had it myself, but I'm talking on the phone to my sales guys. Like, you really got to try this hot salami sandwich pizza. People really love it. It's off of this. It's a spin on the famous St. Louis sandwich. I'm like, all right, get it in. People loved it. It was like gone in a week, and then it was gone. They don't even make it anymore.
So you talk to like a lot of businesses, local businesses that are selling their stuff to you.
Well, yes and no. I mean, you don't talk to the businesses so much as the local distributors that sell directly to you.
Okay.
So like the Missouri Chief guy, like I was saying, like I when I'm talking to him, this is a new product as of 2 years ago. I go, okay, what moves the most? I'll take the top 4 movers. That that's how it goes. And then eventually you kind of trickle something else in there to get something new. People want to see something new or else they get bored. But you got to hook them first. I didn't go to college for this.
I was gonna say you sound like a marketer.
No, I went to. I'm just.
What'd you go for?
I was kind of winging it. Healthcare. I got a bachelor degree in health sciences, completely unrelated to what I do.
And did you think that like when you were done, you were going to come back and work here, or was this something you were interested in that you thought?
I was fascinated in health sciences, 100%. Out of high school, I went in to college with an open mind. I go, what's out there that'll intrigue me? And right away, I go, healthcare. Just do personal experiences and in classroom. They make you do everything the first year of college, from accounting to English.
It's a smorgasbord.
Exactly. And then the sciences really kind of caught me. And so it was the final year at Mizzou, is where I graduated from. I was like, I like it, but I can't do it my whole life. I've always loved the family business. Wouldn't change a thing in the world. Glad I'm back there. It's not something like, I can't say I'd never be interested in working with my degree, but God willing, I want to do what I'm doing now for the rest of my life.
I was going to ask you about that, if this is like something you're like into just forever.
Hopefully.
And why? And is that like because it is family? It is something you've done forever. It's something you know. Like what are the?
I mean, it's just I get to work with the customers, and I know that's not for everybody. Some people want to go to work and not see one other person their entire day and go home. But I like forming those relationships that I form with our customers because it's a one-on-one experience. I'm not just dragging something off a conveyor belt, putting it in a bag, and sending the next guy on their way. I'm working with them one-on-one. I'm talking to them, and you really get to know people, like learn about their families. And once you just learn a little bit about the family, I mean, you know how to help them even better. they don't need this, they need that. That's going to work for them, you know? So it's fun and it's challenging. And so that's definitely one reason why I'm happy that I do this, and I always want to do it because it is something I look forward to. I take a lot of pride in it. Let's put it that way. I take a lot of pride in it. But just today, Lauren and I, we were, once again, running all around for this wedding we got coming up. We're coming back from the city, and we stopped at Joe Bacardi's in Eureka.
Oh, dang, dude. I know. I love that place.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't been there since the Rams were in town. Like, after some Rams games, we go to Joe Bacardi's, St. Louis Rams. You know, Kroenke sucks. Let's just appreciate the fact
You're
that
still bitter?
nobody
When did
likes
that
him.
happen?
I will always be bitter. Kroenke is a terrible person. But we don't need to get into that. I'm in a good mood right now. So we're getting our fine Italian here. Looking around, everyone's like in a good mood. Like, well, don't you just kind of want to talk to that table over there? Like, God, they're laughing. Like, what are they talking about? That'd be kind of fun to talk to them. Like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. Like, you know, it's just kind of fun to talk to people. I got to do that. I got to talk to people. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people aren't fun to talk to, but you can't let it get underneath.
That's open. It's like opened up this. Like, you with all that customer interaction has like made you intrigued to just like go talk to random people in public.
Yeah, it's because you kind of have that when you're one on one and something catches you. You know, I'm going to pry on this a little bit. See what we got here.
Take
This guy seems cool. I want to know about this guy.
Yeah, ask him. That's what
And
bars
they're
are
usually
for.
cool. Yeah.
Not Joe Bacardi's.
I was a bartender for a couple months.
Where?
Right next door to the meat market, the Sandbar.
Oh, was that like recent?
That was out of college. I was a regular at the Sandbar, and then I was talking to the gentleman that owns the business, and he was like, "Hey, you want to bartend for me on the weekends?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll give it a shot. That'll be cool." So he trained me like what a Tom Collins is, and I think it's something with gin. I forget every drink.
Some
ever.
kind of gin thing.
I don't know. Just would you rather have a Bud Light, you know? But it was like 3 months, and I was like, oh, it's 2 a.m. I kind of want to go home, but I'm still cleaning up, and I did like talking to the people, and everyone should bartend just once in their lives to see what those bartenders have to go through. It's fun, but it's also like, oh my, holy cow, I might not sleep tonight after what this guy just told me. Well, after 8 shots of tequila.
Well, I feel like also you have like a lot of adrenaline. I talked to like some bartender friends, and they're like, we won't get done clean until like 2:33, and like I don't even want to go to sleep.
That's so true. I couldn't. No, there was no. Not till about 4:30 could you fall asleep. There is an adrenaline to it, and only one fight, thank God, when I was bartending there. I'm a little guy. I can't break up a fight.
Would you be expected to break up a fight if you're a bartender?
I don't know. It's not like there's.
Is that like
there wasn't a doorman, so I felt like it would have been my responsibility, but I kind of just watched it because I didn't.
I remember when the freaking Williams Brothers was next to the same, like right next to the same.
Right next, yeah, the old campsite.
Yeah, and it was like it was so tiny and had like zero space.
Yeah.
Like there was no space. Like I was a little kid. I was probably like 8, 9 or something. My dad and I used to go there, and yeah, it was just tiny.
Did it kind of terrify you every time you walked in?
It was definitely like sketchy. Like kind of, I remember it being like, oh, it's like I know these guys, like they're cool, but like it's kind of like dirty looking.
Yeah,
but it's like you guys have like a nice place now. It's like not now. I mean, it's been years. It's like,
but you know, at that old building, there was behind the meat case. It was like a huge hole in the ground. I don't know what the heck that hole was doing. It had water in it. Like it was like a manhole, and they just covered it with a piece of plywood.
right, well, that's what you do with manholes. That's what you do with them.
It just didn't seem safe to me. Do you watch any game shows?
No. We used to watch Wheel of Fortune when I worked at a hotel. I don't know. You watch game shows? Like that's like a thing you guys do?
If I can't find anything on that's catching my attention, I'm going to go to the game show network.
Really?
Absolutely.
What's your favorite one?
'Cause it doesn't matter what game show's on. You're going to end up watching it and playing along.
And really enjoying it.
In my opinion.
Do you and Lauren watch them together?
Do we?
Do you guys have a favorite?
No, we don't have a favorite. We went through a phase of like, oh, Wheel of Fortune's coming on, and watching Wheel of Fortune. But you know, Steve Harvey, Family Feud, that cracks me up. I'd love to be on that show one day. Get the Williams Brothers on Family Feud, we'd lose immediately. But
Why would you lose immediately?
I just don't think we know much about
Stuff.
stuff. It's just kind of a show about stuff, and I don't think we would.
Guess what the rest of America has said about this question? I don't know.
That's
Sausages.
oh man,
Ham bones.
that'd be embarrassing to lose that one.
a lot of
Ham
projections there, you know. But there was like, so yeah, you guys are getting married, and you're talking about this and how much craziness it is.
Yeah,
Because you guys you're like a few weeks out now.
a few weeks out, get married, middle of a pandemic, which is kind of stressful.
Yeah, what did the whole process like? What did it all consist of for you? Because a lot of times they're like, the guys don't do anything. I just don't care.
Well, I guess you answered the question for me. No, I mean Lori did most of the work. Honestly, she did most of the work, but I pitch in where I can.
Like, does she ask you like, what do you think about these colors?
Yeah. Oh, she asked me a lot of questions.
And like, were you like really engaged? Did you really think about it, or did you have no preference at all?
No preference at all, but it's not because I don't care. It's just because every other wedding and wedding reception I've been to, I couldn't tell you what color a dress was that the bridesmaid had on, what color the tablecloth was. And when you walk in, there's tables on each side apparently. All I know about those tables is you sign your name on a book and then you walk in and you get a beer. And you're like, oh, there's my buddy. And that's
how
it.
wedding, yeah.
And
That's
then
how
you're
it should
talking
be.
to people. But, behind the scenes, you got to put stuff on those tables. You got to really think about the colors. There's a big shower curtain behind you when you're eating. Like you know all this. You film them.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You're
I've
filming
seen
mine. I'm excited.
Hundreds of these things, and they're all like, what the only thing that like they all look not the same always, but like what makes it the cool thing, like a good wedding, is like how cool the people are.
Sure, I believe that.
I've done some weddings with some drab, boring people, and this has been like painful.
Well, you're gonna hate mine then, because we are drab and we are boring.
If you guys are drab and boring and have the most colorful entendre of anything, like whatever, across the color scheme of all the designs and everything, someone's gonna be like, wow, that's like so crazy. But like, if you guys wore brown and like were the coolest people, I mean, I don't know. I'm not insulting brown. I don't know. I just don't think that's a wedding color.
Careful there.
What are you guys wearing?
Navy
Okay.
blue.
That's not brown. Okay, good.
I don't want to give away too much. I think it's navy blue.
Is it a surprise, or do you think it's a surprise?
Lauren's wearing white. That's the only thing I can say.
You're not supposed to know. What is the jewelry thing with the like? There's like 3 bands. Do you have to get a certain?
I had no idea how it worked.
A lot of carats.
You got to get. There's 2 rings for the girls and 1 ring for the guy, and for some reason I thought it was just 1 for each going into it, but it's definitely 2. And the stuff, you walk into the store, and it's kind of like those spotlights that they used to have on top of a McDonald's that would go back and forth, like that's shining on the rings. So it's like shining back at you as bright as possible, and you're like sucked in. All right, I'm ready to spend a little bit of money here. This is gorgeous. You look at that one. How much is that one? They tell you how much it is. Like, okay, how much is that one? Then you kind of just work your way. You work your way down. I think I looked at like a $45,000 ring, not knowing what I was doing. Turned out, I talked to the guy about that. The next time I was in, it was one of the most expensive rings that they have.
So you were looking, like you had it, and you're like, oh, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, because it was big, and I mean, it's nice. It was nice for me to figure out. Well, okay, maybe we shouldn't go a $45,000 ring here, but it was something else, Jordan. This thing was incredible. But let me tell you, when we went back, because you go back to these stores, right? You go back because you buy it, then you get it sized, and then you go back for the band. Usually, you go to the same place. Well, when you go back, you look every single time in the case. And when you look, the ring you bought is there again. So, I mean, they got thousands probably of this ring. Or maybe hundreds, I don't know. Well, all I know is today, I got something a year and a half ago, the exact same thing is still there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. You should have complained.
I should have. I'm like, I thought I was special.
Lauren, take that off. Come here.
Yeah.
I want that one now.
I need a refund. Now, let me talk to the manager.
You've worn it. You got it sized. She's worn it for however long you guys have been engaged, and now you just want another one. I want it free.
We got it cleaned today for free, so I mean that's something.
It's probably part of the care package. Did you do the insurance? The collateral insurance?
They don't have insurance.
You guys are scuba diving?
The person I get my house insurance to also insures the ring. Now that I think about it,
Is there a separate ring insurance?
you don't have to get it, but yeah, I mean, in case you lose it, yeah.
That would suck. How long does that last? What
It's
are the
worth it.
premiums?
So
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
no.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm pretty
anything
sure
about jewelry.
it's only $60 a year to have it insured, and if you do lose it, you got to pay $1,000, and that's well worth it.
Because I have no idea how much an engagement ring is.
Well over $1,000.
Except, yeah, what you said. There was a $45,000 one. I have bought.
I just drilled your microphone with this headset. I'm sorry.
I just.
Hey, are you ready for one more? Are you
yeah,
ready
dude.
For one more?
Hell yeah.
So,
Did you
quick
take-
question. Quick
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
You want the red stripe? You know what I'm saying, that red stripe, that Jamaican beer. That should we go for it? You
I
you
think
had
so.
it?
I like the cultural,
Yeah, let's.
findings. We're traveling.
Let's
we're
do
looking
the red
around.
stripe,
We're on
yeah.
vacation.
Perfect.
I just walked out of the Great Wall of China, and then I went and visited the border down here in Baldeo.
And
Andouille.
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 And when next time you're drinking a red stripe,
This is what I eat with that.
cook those babies up. You can do them on a cast iron skillet. You don't got to get the grill out like you do for that ribeye.
So say that again. What is it called?
Andouille.
Andouille, and it's
It's a-
Cajun
it's a-
style sausage.
Yes, it's a spicy Cajun sausage, and people love to critique you on an andouille because, especially Southerners, when they find one they like, they want that one everywhere they go. And so that is a phenomenal andouille, but it's something worth trying. You go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras or something, get a dish that has andouille. I mean, it's awesome, and you got to try it, especially from like where it came from.
Dang, do you know like you guys, whenever you find out like these kind of, because this is Williams, so you guys made this, right? Like this is Williams
Right,
Brothers like andouille.
We make all of our own sausages, salamis, hams.
And you guys just know about all the different kinds, like all over the place, or you've gone there and tried to be like, we should make this kind of sausage, or we need to do this, or
It goes back to like learning as you go. Like I said, you go to those conventions and you meet other processors, and you enter your own andouille, and it doesn't even place. Well, you don't have much of an andouille.
Dang.
So that's a lot of years of work there, and it's definitely perfected. I mean, those andouilles, those are good sellers here in Washington, and all the schnooks. Well, not all the schnooks, but there's in the teens of schnooks in Missouri that carry our andouille. Our boudin's another southern sausage that has like rice into it, right? So you want to cut up a boudin, throw that in a gumbo. That's where it's still a southern thing, but you've heard of gumbo, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you can go on and on about food. That's why, like I said, the job's so fun.
That's
Food.
yeah. Some of the best jobs have been in the food because you're there around it. You see how things are made.
Right.
Try new things out. I mean, I've like side cooked for people before and stuff, and it's just
It's stressful, but it's fun. And when you know what you're doing, though, it's a little less stressful. And I'm not saying I know what I'm doing, but the more experience you got in something, the more fun it can become. And that's why it's like fun to work with the uncles. They know what they're doing, and so anytime I have a hard question, well, I got an uncle right behind me at all times.
you got the question answered.
Question asked, question
Man, what are we
answered.
doing, man? That's also cool. It's just you guys have a very vast knowledge of like different regions and everything. It's not just kind of like what's
Yeah.
around here and stuff. You guys know what's going on with the Cajun meats and everything.
Right. And you'll get your people from
What's your,
NOLA that are like, well, this ain't true andouille. I'm like, yeah, well, this is also Washington, Missouri. So I'm sorry.
it's, like, it's not a real cheeseburger, but this is also McDonald's. I'm sorry. I don't
Yeah.
like what.
We're doing our part, but
What's like your most favorite thing to eat? Like your favorite meal? What is it?
cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger?
I just love cheeseburgers.
It is cheeseburger month, dude.
Is it October's cheeseburger month?
Yeah.
Well, that's good because I've been eating a lot of cheeseburgers.
That's what it's for.
Yeah. I can't stress it. Every place you go to has a cheeseburger on the menu, just about. I mean, I can go to Ernesto's Mexican restaurant and get a cheeseburger.
You can go to a little kid's football game and get a cheeseburger.
Cheeseburgers follow you wherever you go. They got to be good. It's like a shadow. You can't get away from a cheeseburger. I love them.
I was at the VFW earlier, and it's cheeseburger night there, and I was like, I gotta go. Like they're like, what do you want? I was like, I gotta go. And then I almost left. All right, I almost just went down to Dairy Delight to grab one
Oh, the gooey cheeseburger.
before I came here to set everything up. And then somebody made fun of me because of how tight my pants were. So I was like, oh wait, then I'll have that cheeseburger tomorrow.
Why were you wearing such tight pants?
Because I don't fit in any other ones, dude. I got the quarantine, man. Now it's like the quarantine.
Me too. No, me too. I didn't do too much quarantining. Did my fair share, but I'm seeing the quarantine. I'll tell you that.
God, I'm feeling it. I'm like huffing around when I like bend over and stuff, and man.
You gotta start like. I used to see you run. Do you not run anymore?
Dude, I try sometimes. It's like it's a real effort these days.
Anytime, once again today, I'm driving all over God's green earth, and I see someone running. And not to be vulgar, but you always look at the person running. You can't help it. For one, you don't want to hit them, and then you're always like, God, look at them run. Like, look at them sweat. Like, I just kind of find myself drawn to looking at their face. And it seems like they're always like in so much pain. I was like, why are you doing that to yourself? You look miserable. There's got to be a better way.
I'm just like not good at it anymore. Like I could obviously like you work at that and you like I will if I just like kept doing it over and over and over again.
Endurance.
I'm just like right now I'm like I'll just like half do this and half do that. So last time I ran was probably like last week, and I've got this like envision of like this route that I used to do. I'm like, I'll do that, no problem. I'll do it, and then I do half of it, and I'm like walking, I'm like,
cramping up real bad.
And I've noticed like how heavy my breathing has been because when I play video games or something, people are like, "Man, like, are you okay?" I'm just like,
"Oh no,
oh dude."
If you're getting called out by other gamers about your heavy breathing,
well, they're my friends, so they can say that with comfort. Not that.
That's what friends are for. That's what friends are for.
Being honest,
a true friend's going to be honest with you. You're a heavy breather. Maybe one less gooey cheeseburger a month.
Oh, dude. No, a cheeseburger a month is completely made up, and it's like something I did last year where I was eating a lot of cheeseburgers, and my friend kept calling me. He was like, "Are you eating like a cheeseburger again?" And so he made this joke about how October is cheeseburger month.
Doesn't just because you made it up doesn't mean it's not a thing.
No, it is now.
I keep whacking this microphone.
I can't even tell barely at all.
Perfect.
You're fine. You can move it too if you want to. You can adjust that. But no, so cheeseburgers, like out of all the foods you deal with and like all the things you've ever made and all the things you've had experience with, cheeseburgers.
Well, yeah. Think about the cheeseburger. You don't even need the cheese. It can just be a burger and it's delicious. But you put the cheese on it, well, now it's a cheeseburger. Well, some people, they throw an onion ring on top and a barbecue sauce. Well, now it's like a Western cheeseburger. Well, hold up. I want a little sauce on there. Pepper jack cheese this time. And, let's do like some crispy onion straws. Now it's like a spicy Cajun burger. Next thing you know, I'm throwing mushrooms on it, some Swiss cheese. I got a Swiss mushroom burger. I mean, you could have a different meal every night. And at the end of the week, you've had a hamburger every single night, but it's a different meal.
So like the variety and what you can do, the things you can do with it. All right.
It's all about how you top it. The toppings. Like you go out and you get an ice cream sundae. Granted, ice cream has like 20 different flavors, but you don't have to get just a beef burger. Turkey burger, pork burger, tofu burger, impossible burger. There's 5 different types of burger right there. Elk, venison, buffalo.
What's your favorite type of burger? And like, what's your favorite topping?
I do love a pork burger, but I do prefer a beef hamburger. But like, when I crave a pork burger, I gotta have it like that night. A lot of people have not had pork burgers. And I'm like, whoa, you haven't had a pork burger? It's one of those things like you do a double take. And then something gets you real fired up, like you're passionate about something. You get a little preachy. Like that's me with pork burgers. Like, you don't even have to season it. These things have so much flavor. You never had a pork burger? I had never even heard of them. Oh, you never heard of it? And then you get a little offended. Like, oh my God, let me tell you about this pork burger. Oh, I'm starting to salivate right now. Just talking about it. Are you thinking about these pork burgers? I can smell it.
Because I know your I've had your pork burgers and I love them.
Oh. I mean, can we take a minute? No, I'm just kidding. You got
the keys to the shop or something real quick? Come on, let's go. I'm just joking. Pork burgers your favorite, and then
yeah. Well, no, I just say pork burgers. I think like have this special place. Like there's nothing like a pork burger, but I prefer the hamburger. I prefer the good old cheeseburger. I gotta have cheese, and all you need is really salt and pepper. Beef good beef, good choice beef, just needs salt and pepper.
My go-to is double bacon cheeseburgers with lettuce, tomato, pickles, onion.
Now I'm embarrassed I didn't even bring up the fact that everyone loves bacon on a cheeseburger. And then the lettuce. Now, do you put the ketchup, the mustard, and the mayo on a cheeseburger?
I don't usually put mayonnaise on it. I usually just put ketchup on it. But mayonnaise sometimes is just kind of too much.
So the first time I had mayonnaise on a cheeseburger was at Steak and Shake. They go, do you want everything on it? I go, I mean, yeah, lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion, cheese, ketchup, mustard, of course, yeah. I load it up. And they go, and mayo. I was like, no one's ever asked me that. It's Steak and Shake. And I was like, okay, sure. And I can't get that memory out of my mind because I'm a big mayo on my cheeseburger now. And
You are a big mayo on your cheeseburger?
Yeah, I mean, don't douse it with mayo.
Well, that's what people do. It's like, that's, okay, so there's mayo on Whoppers, mayo on, what is it?
Well, the Big Mac's got like a special mayo sauce.
Yeah,
it's like mayo, ketchup, and barbecue sauce or something.
The Whoppers got, what other ones got? Oh, Hardee's burgers. And every time they just glop it on there. It's like they're putting half a cup of mayonnaise.
Dude.
And
that's one bite. That's just one bite.
That's one bite, and your fingers are already greasy, and,
Did I get any beef with this mayo?
That's
I
how
can't
I
even see
feel.
the bread half the time. It is crazy that you brought this up. Because last night, I had a hankering for a good old Hardee's. Thank God we're talking about food. Because
I could do it all
there's
day.
There's plenty of it in my life. But the Frisco melt. Is it the Frisco? Yeah, I think it's the bread. It's on like sourdough bread.
Yeah, the Frisco melt is like the thing from Steak and Shake, but like there's something just like it there probably.
Right. I mean, I think, the Frisco's got like an orange sauce on it at Steak and Shake, where the one at Hardee's, I don't think it's got that orange sauce. And I don't know if I'm saying the right thing. And, sorry, I do eat hamburgers outside of Williams Brothers hamburgers, but...
Apologize now.
The stocks are going bad. The
Williams stocks.
Sell now. But I got that burger last night. Just a single patty Frisco melt. And I was eating it, and that mayo was everywhere. And I've actually never had that experience with that much mayo like you're describing until last night. Literally last night, I had to tore a bottom piece of the bun off to wipe, I think, half a cup of mayo off the top of it.
Dude, you can scrape it across a desktop or something and just
Good. You could paint the door with it. There was so much mayo.
It happens, and I hate it. And I don't hate mayonnaise. I just hate it when there's a cup and a half, and it's just right there, and it is just you can't eat it in the car. I'm really good at eating in the car, while I'm driving. Practiced it for a long time.
You gotta eat while you drive every now and then.
I do it mostly. I can't. It's not.
When's the last time you sat at a table and had a nice meal?
Where did I eat earlier?
It was in your car, wasn't it?
I do. I have a Hardee's bag in my car right now, dude. I had a chicken sandwich yesterday from Hardee's.
Do you think when they ask, could you say, I want not much mayo on my burger? They're like, oh, just give this guy 1 cup of mayo. They wouldn't.
Maybe you could say light mayo. You can ask for light ice or something. So maybe you can say light on the mayo, or maybe just ask for it separately. I don't know.
Light ice is smart because you get more soda.
Yeah, exactly. Because the whole cup is full of ice.
Right.
I'm a fast food expert. I'm like a journeyman expert.
Oh, jeez.
Master lord.
So that means you've seen, I bet, that documentary Super Size Me, right?
Oh, dude. When we watched that when we were kids, it was supposed to make you not want McDonald's, and we were like, oh, let's go get some.
I'm craving a Big Mac right
There
now.
apparently a lot of stuff came out where not a lot of those things were actually true. It was some things were kind of stretched. I can't tell what because it was a long ago, and
How could it be stretched? Besides,
they just didn't they didn't cover It's kind of there's all these debates with health things. It's well, you need to go keto or you need to do this vegetarian because it's and all these documentaries that are out and stuff. They don't necessarily cover everything.
You do leave with some questions.
And it's and also it's everybody is also different. And I'm not talking about Super Size Me. This is just all food in general. So it's everybody processes everything differently, and so it's
absolutely.
And so I think there was I don't remember exactly what, but I just remember hearing and reading about how not everything in that was completely like 100% like this is if this happens, this there that will.
Yeah, but the problem, people like nitpicking things so much. Everyone nitpicks. Like as soon as you find one little thing that's wrong, it's like throw it out, inaccurate. Like, you know, there's still
And you
a lot
start
of
coming up with
substance there.
other things to Well, it's like that's documentaries are very informative, obviously, but it's also like I always know that like there's that other side of like what's their agenda. Like,
Always.
what are they? What? Yeah.
Every single time I finish a documentary, it's like, all right, time to see if there's the opposing viewpoint.
Right.
But a good documentary will sell you on one viewpoint, and maybe you do find something on the other side. Probably the other side is what you've been believing the whole time. Otherwise, you wouldn't have watched this thing. And then you're like, all right, and you do make a positive change. Like I remember one night I was in college, and my soon-to-be wife and my roommate Andrew, it was like 2 a.m, running out of things to do. We're like, let's turn on a documentary. It was called Cowspiracy. Cowspiracy. And this ain't like some scary movie with a cow slaughtering people. Like, oh my God, how the tables have turned. But it was how like agriculture is bad for the environment. And there is, I mean, I will tell you right now, agriculture is, to an extent, very harmful. Like, you know, deforestation, we used to think like, oh, they're making too much paper. Well, it's like, well, they're cutting trees out for agriculture. We do need some sort of substitutes out there. We got to work together on this one because no one's going to give up eating meat, but we got to help our earth too. That's what this Cowspiracy was about. And it like it hit me so hard coming from a family of butchers and Lauren and Andrew who were with me. We went vegan for a week. We were like this documentary was so good. And you should go out and watch Cowspiracy like, maybe I'll eat less meat. You know what I mean? Maybe I shouldn't eat a cheeseburger every day for an entire month. But I'm not saying I'm going to practice what I just preached. Don't call me a hypocrite when I'm doing that. But we were vegan for a week. Now, the breaking point was chicken wings because I can't live without my buffalo wings.
Really? So you love cheeseburgers the most, but buffalo wings are your just like
Friday
back to the side.
It's like it's when Friday hits, for some reason, I'm like, boy, I worked really hard. Fridays are busy. Everyone's eating good. Everyone's cooking tonight. I'm like, I should just order some chicken wings. So I got like in a real good habit. A good habit, not a bad habit. A good
I like
habit.
that. I like that.
I'm getting chicken wings on Friday night. And I'll go all over, you name it. There's a lot of restaurants around us. I bet you I've had every one of their chicken wings, and probably a couple varieties of their sauces. Bone in.
Me too.
Bone in usually.
Yeah, I don't mess with bone out unless I'll get bone out at like Big Boys or something. I like they're boneless.
I prefer their bone in there.
Okay.
Even though Big Boys has a quality boneless because it's true white meat chicken breast. But
yeah, it's really good.
Sometimes I like that cheap, weird stuff that I probably shouldn't be eating. Like the highly processed, filled with salt, boneless chunks of chicken from Applebee's. Give it to me, man.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then some barbecue sauce. You were about to...
Don't tempt me with the good tag.
You went all the way to McDonald's for spicy nuggets, and they didn't even give you the spice part, and you're like, I'm all right with this.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
I'm going to eat this, and I'm probably going to like it.
You probably did.
And I hope I'm not dragging on too long about
Dude,
it.
I don't think there's anything... I mean, we're just shooting the shit.
I got nothing to do.
Nowhere to be.
No one to see.
I was going to say no one to see, but you kind of do.
I spent my whole day off today with my fiance. Here's what we did today. We woke up bright and early. She made me a delicious breakfast. It was on a hash brown, like a hash brown patty.
Dang.
With an over easy egg. Sunny side up. Hold on. How do eggs go? Is it over easy when...
Over easy is whenever you have not the yolk. The egg white is over the yolk. It's cooked over the yolk.
So it's like it's runny, but it was cooked on both sides.
Yeah, that's sunny, or that's over easy. Sorry.
Okay, so it's a hash brown with over easy. I don't know if I'll ever get that right. And then some boneless ham that was cooked with a little bit of brown sugar and butter. Some boneless ham.
Man.
It was phenomenal. So I'm waking up great. Lauren made me this awesome breakfast. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a good day. Having a cup of coffee. Got a little cold towards the end, so I chugged it. And then it's time to get on the road because we meet with the priest. Like, hey, Father, it's been a while since I've been to a Catholic ceremony. How does it go again? So he kind of walks us through that. Like, all right, good. Now we can pick out some music and stuff, which is stressful. I think we get married like in 3 days, and I don't know who's.
You don't know what's
I don't know
going on.
who knows how to play a piano around here. And then, so 11 o'clock rolls around. It's time to get the marriage license. So we're driving over to the courthouse to get the license. That went smoother than we thought. You know, we couldn't find the social security cards. Like, oh my God, they're going to need that. They're going to need our license. We got the license. Okay, I mean, if we got to go back, we got to go back. What if there's a problem? We get there and it was like, it's so smooth. They didn't ask for a single thing. They didn't even ask for our license. Like,
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like, there could have been another Lauren and Tim out there. Like,
You guys could both be like, one could be like an immigrant or something, or like, don't they need green cards and stuff for stuff? Like, don't they need identification for this stuff?
you would think so. But let me say this. There's a little bit of, like, behind the scenes, Lauren did send a photocopy of our IDs a couple days before.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes
So
more
I
sense.
guess, like, that's on their computer when they're looking at us.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. We do got our masks on, though. So, I mean, half my face is covered.
You think they care who gets married?
No one out there's trying to steal my identity through a marriage, right? Like, that wouldn't happen.
I want Timmy Williams' marriage license identification.
Hey, buddy, you can have it. And then that goes fall. So, like, we're ahead of schedule. Let's go to the jewelry store. The bands were sized. They're beautiful. They did a great job. So we're driving to St. Louis to pick up this jewelry. Get there. Everything goes great. We're going to get some ring clean. We go to a pet store. You ever go to, like, an organic pet store before?
Wait, organic pet store? Like,
Yeah.
I've been to pet stores. What's organic pet store?
So you're not, like, walking into PetSmart and getting a big bag of Purina dog chow. Like, an organic pet store, you walk in, and there's this, like, buffet line.
Is it like a Trader Joe's for, like, dogs?
Yeah, exactly. Like, the dog treats look so good and smell so good, you think they're for you. So I'm walking around this place like, oh, I'm craving a cinnamon roll right now. Like, this dog food, these treats literally look like they should be served at our wedding for a dessert, Lauren. We get some treats. We didn't leave empty-handed. And so we're moving on, and that's when we ended up at Joe Bacardi's.
You guys had a day.
Bomb-ass Joe Bacardi's.
How'd you get there?
A salad, a chicken bodega, and a chicken, we stuff it with Swiss cheese and ham. That's
Cordon bleu?
chicken cordon bleu. And some calamari as an appetizer.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, I love calamari. Yeah.
I got pee.
It is.
Oh! When those get there.
Oh, the Coors Ferry appeared.
Oh my god. I've never heard of the Coors Ferry.
It's mostly in Colorado. I get made fun of for drinking Coors a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah. But it's mostly by old people that make fun of me.
I'll tell you, I don't drink Coors. I got nothing against it. Don't think I've ever bought Coors in my life.
I think it's funny when people are like, oh, Coors Light is way different than like Bud Light. It's like, maybe a little bit, but not astronomically. And so I'm just used to drinking that one. I like that one.
As I tried this Coors Light, I'm going to keep that in mind.
Oh, you're a Bud Light dude.
No.
Oh, you're not? Okay, never mind.
No, I mean, see, I'm just out there on the fence drinking my natural light. Yeah. So I know my opinion here doesn't really matter, and I can at least own up to that.
And so you never had you just brought these festive, oh man, I'm burping now. You just brought these festive beers,
Natural.
you never had
Don't be ashamed of that.
Modelo before, but you've had Red Stripe.
So the Tsingtao, I knew I liked. I've had the Modelo. I really don't think I've had. I'm thinking like it had them in Coronas, like with the lime in it. I've always wanted to try that Tecate that I hear great things about from one person. But in this Red Stripe, I love Red Stripe. I do got two more in here. We might not pop them out because they're the heavies. There's
a different one?
It's a Budweiser.
There's like a red band.
It's just a Budweiser.
Oh, I didn't know. I just brought those.
Oh no! I'm gonna drink these.
Put them in the cooler.
Put them on ice.
Yeah, put them on ice.
You know, I just felt like a Budweiser should be represented here.
It's
cook up a good ribeye and just have a Budweiser with it. Call it a night, you know.
I won't I might use the iron skillet for that one. Or should I not? Should I grill it?
No. Cook a nice steak in a cast iron skillet. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, that's what I'm
Absolutely not.
That's what I'll probably do. I think that'll do that.
It's easier for
What
one.
are like the seasonings you would use for something like that?
Well, is butter a seasoning?
I think it kind of is. I think it is.
People always cook with butter and like well, you want to put these seasonings on it, add some butter. Well, I mean, if you're adding butter like you're adding everything in it, it's just a seasoning like the rest of them. It's just flavor. I don't know. I like a little melted butter. Mm-hmm. Some people like to melt the butter on the steak when they're done. A little steak butter, a little garlic in there, maybe Parmesan. Parmigiano,
Oh God, I'm going crazy.
And just salt and pepper.
But
now people go crazy with their seasonings, and I respect that because I like my unique seasonings. Something that some guy created out in the middle of a whole bunch of nowhere. It's like, wow, this is delicious. It's like sweet and kind of hot and spicy, but my God, this flavor I've never had anything. And how can it be so different than the rest, right? It's probably just brown sugar and some red pepper, but always experiment with their food. Add some different seasonings to it. Have fun with it. Life's too short.
You guys have your own, don't you?
Yeah.
And how often do you experiment or like try new try something new or have an idea and try to make it or something?
All the time. Always trying something new. We got a new batch of jerky that's completely, no one's ever had it. No one knows what it's going to taste like. That's going to come out of the smokehouse probably on Saturday. We got a vacuum tumble right now. Sweet
Vacuum tumble.
The old sweet and spicy game. Everyone likes the sweet and spicy combo.
I'm the sweet and spicy guy. I'm a sweet and spicy boy.
You like a little sweet and spice. And that's another, back to hot wings. Sweet and spicy sauce, it's not going to disappoint you.
I usually around here, kind of like it's all the hot sauce is kind of like similar. You know what I mean? It's like you go to one place, you get a hot sauce.
It's Frank's hot sauce and butter.
Something like that. I mean, they're good. Otherwise, I wouldn't eat them.
Right.
But it's not like I don't really care for like those big I don't care for like big like Buffalo Wild Wings, but they definitely have like a lot more sauce.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Tons of sauces.
And so
I went through a pretty heavy Buffalo Wild Wing stage living in Columbia Mo, and I got so addicted to B-dubs, I was like buying those sauces. I was like, I'm spending too much money here. Like, I got stuff spend so much. So I started to buy the bottles of sauces, and I'd like go to the clearance aisle at Hy-Vee. They have Hy-Vees up there. The clearance aisle. I went to where they sell chicken. I would just get chicken breast. But I was just like, I'll make my own. And I was making my own in a deep fryer at home.
dang.
Oh man! But I had the sauce, right? I just didn't have someone brining it and frying it for me. But hey, I had the sauce. So that's a good way to go.
That's like you're just making your own version of that thing.
They allowed it. They bottled the sauce and sold it.
Oh yeah.
They're still making money off of me some way or another.
Could you get in trouble with like making food with their sauce and selling it?
That's a great question.
Do you have to ever deal with food law?
Well, now I'm certain. I know you've done a podcast with a lawyer, so I'm sure he listens to this. He's ready for his next case. I don't.
Food law. Like what? I mean, I guess that's like health department is like the food law.
We're not breaking any laws that I know of.
But that's like copyright food laws.
That's a great. What if I? You know what you could probably do though? I bet you I could dump because everyone has a base of Frank's hot sauce for a buffalo chicken wing usually. I'm not saying that wrong, but Frank's isn't out there suing people because they're buying their sauce. So you're asking, so what if I buy Buffalo Wild Wings' most popular wing sauce and make my wings, literally bread it, fry it, and sell it just like they do for less, undercut them? I can see a problem rising. I feel like all I'd have to do though is add a splash of pepper to the sauce and then boom, it's different.
Right, yeah, because that's kind of like how it is with like media copyright laws. It's like you can have like a clip or something, but like you just change it a little bit, like make it your own a little bit, and then you're like,
sorry, it's not yours anymore.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to be off, but sometimes people are like, no, that's like mine. But that's like, yeah, that like copy kind of like.
It kind of makes you think like General Tso's. There's General Tso's everything. Everyone has like General Tso's sauces, General Tso's this, General
Is that a
Tso's
brand?
that. Well, when you think of General Tso's, you think of like a nice Chinese sweet and spicy sauce. But there's like 18 different. Who is General Tso? And how is he? Like, where's the food law on that one? Like, how are people that? How's there 18 different companies that make a General Tso's sauce?
Because maybe it's just that particular thing was like named after him, or like the Cobb salad, like could
Or her.
or her.
I mean, let's face it. Some of the greatest cooks in the kitchen are women. At the meat market, we got the ladies cooking.
You got the ladies. Well, and you guys are barbecuing. The ladies are cooking. You guys are doing your thing. You're a family. Some of you are making sandwiches.
It's
Some
just
of you
a
are
family
not.
affair, and all I know is Lauren's always in the kitchen at my house, and when I'm in the kitchen, I'm burning it. So I'm saying,
So you guys know you
I
guys
just like
know
to think
where you're
General
best.
Tso's like a very attractive lady, like from the early 1400s, who had such a powerful recipe. Like
General Tso, the
it
woman,
came down the family line.
like she served
That's
someone.
right.
Someone served General Tso.
That's right.
Like, this is my chicken noodle.
It's like a Mulan situation.
Okay, so it's gonna okay. Who's the? Oh gosh, God, this beer starting to make me burp.
These chairs are creaky.
They're also like not the most comfortable. So
You're right. I
Usually-
didn't notice till you brought that up.
yeah, see now I knew I was like, oh gosh, we're gonna be here for a while. I'm like, this is like my butt is just kind of like. This is not the usual setup.
Is it not?
No, this is not where I
Seems
usually
like-
is.
If I would have to compare this to like studios I've seen on like Hollywood Access, I feel like I'm there, man.
Oh,
I
hey.
feel like I'm there.
You've made it, Timbo. You've made it, bro.
I
No,
walked into this
usually-
house and I said, "You are in the presence of a celebrity."
And you're giving me all these beers and these meats and this stuff, and I feel bad I didn't give you that thing.
just small, simple party favors. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Dude, I'm looking forward to making that steak. So I'm a thought. But I was gonna say I forgot earlier, and we kind of we glossed over this, talking about food law.
Yes.
This was something that did happen. There was a guy that was like going to Krispy Kreme and buying a bunch of Krispy Kreme donuts, and then he would take them to a town or something like that didn't have a Krispy Kreme,
I read
and
that.
he was selling them. He got in big trouble. I don't know if he got in big trouble, but like they're like, you need to stop this like immediately.
Didn't people know they were Krispy Kremes?
Yeah, I think that was like the point. It was like they're like, oh, Greg's bringing Krispy Kremes. Carl.
I mean, I don't see the problem there. Krispy Kreme was making money. They know they were getting Krispy Kreme donuts when they were buying it. He was making a profit. It's almost like, I mean, what all these people that are in cars that drive around and pick up the food that you want, that's what he was doing, right? He was in Uber Eats.
He was like his like own, like he was his own personal business, Uber Eats business owner.
Right.
Hey man,
I hope this one goes to the court. The
I don't-
highest court out there. I'd like to testify.
taking this to the Supreme one.
The Supreme Court.
We're gonna let God decide this one. So pass the Supreme Court.
Oh, man.
It's God's law now. It's God's law.
If anything deserves God's law, it's those Krispy Kremes.
It's the Krispy
Because
Kreme
those are godly.
dilemma. The Krispy Kreme court.
I've had a lot of donuts. Everyone's had a lot of donuts. What am I saying? But Krispy Kreme is one of the best donuts I've ever had. Especially when they're fresh.
God damn. I have a buddy that lives in Fenton, like right
That's-
next to that thing, and for the longest time, it was just bam. After I'd be there working, bam. I'd go there, bam, 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 another one.
Was it always the regular glazed donut? Because I don't stray away, but I know they have other stuff. I couldn't tell you what they have, though.
Oh, it's
Probably some junk with sprinkles on it.
Oh, I would do it. I'd do the custard filled, give me cream filled. I'll do the regular glazed. I want them chocolate cake ones.
Cake donuts.
Dude, I'll
they
do
got
it.
cake donuts, huh?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. Oh,
Well, duh. It's
it's a donut place.
Stupid me.
No, you're not stupid. It's okay. You just don't go get donuts that often, and I get them too often.
I can't tell you the last time I've been to a Krispy Kreme. I know I have a.
It has been a while, but they're gonna have the same thing that they do all the time.
Do they got the glass windows where you can see it going through the belt, the icing drizzling?
That's if
all
you go
over it?
inside, I think, but I don't
Well,
go inside. I want to be as inconspicuous as possible when I'm getting my shame treats.
You're right. Like they'll start to recognize you. I'm like,
Like, oh, it's Jordan! Hey,
Jordan.
you want the regular? It's like, which regular? You know?
I guess there's certain things you don't want to be the donut guy.
Oh, who does want to be the donut guy? That sounds like.
Well,
If you're the donut guy and you're proud, you know, I don't know. I think that's like, I'm the donut guy. Yeah.
I don't know how people get certain. Cops always get cops or donuts. How that happen?
I thought about that. It's like, I was thinking about that a while ago. I saw some prank with some kid trying to give them a donut. It's like, why did that happen?
Yeah. Why are they known for eating donut? I've never actually seen it in real life. I think if I were to see it in real life, I'd be like, I guess now I get it, but
Maybe it's like I have no idea. I really don't know where that stereotype came from.
huh?
I don't know.
Why aren't we talking about that?
You want to talk about Blue Lives and Police?
Oh.
Or well, no, Blue Lives and Donuts.
Let's get people fired up.
All right, this is my honest to God opinion, and this is gonna be kind of like controversial.
Uh-oh. I like to stray away from that controversy. It kind of scares me a little bit.
No, but I think the reason that donuts are associated with police is because, you know,
Don't make me say it. Because
sometimes police guys could be pretty big.
yeah, well,
Sometimes they can be pretty big. They can be big guys.
and if you have to spend most of your time not on your feet in a very active lifestyle, that would happen.
And then somebody's just like, that guy's probably eating a lot of donuts. That police guy's pretty big. He's probably just sitting in his car eating a bunch of donuts.
I did see a cop eating donuts.
Or why wouldn't it be if they're, is that why they're stereotyped that way? Because some of them can be big? Or is it like, because they could be cheeseburgers at that point. It'd be like, oh, that cop's eating cheeseburgers again.
Right. But there's plenty of big people out there. Like, I strive to be one day.
Why?
I'm not going to get there from donuts.
Don't. I used to watch 600 Pound Life to make myself feel better.
Well, I'm not looking to be 600 pounds.
Well, I would say I'd be like, I would like be like in a workout phase. I'm like, I'm going to watch this because it's like, it's going to be funny. It'll motivate
That motivated you? You know what?
It actually made it worse because I was like, I'll never get that bad, so I can eat whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Most people watch really in shape people do push-ups with their six-packs to get motivated.
I'm like,
that's going to be me.
I'm laughing at Momo.
You say that's not going to be me.
And I'm just like, dude, that's so hilariously sad. I'm going to laugh at this person's misfortunes. And then I'll never be that bad.
Hey.
And then I just start slipping and I'm like, I'll never be that bad. And I'm just like, oh wait, I'm growing to be that bad.
Do you see Momo? Was that like a Honey Boo Boo movie?
MoMA? I don't know, MoMA. I don't know. I assume somebody on that show at some point is named MoMA.
I put money on it. I put money on
it. We've watched that show with friends, and there's like, I've had those vibes, dude. I get those vibes, those food addiction vibes, man. You're like a skinny guy.
I'm on my feet all day. I still eat good.
You're on your feet. You think that's what does it? You think just being on your feet is like...
I mean, I'm still relatively young, so...
And meat it's like, if you eat stuff from your, where you work and everything, that's not, the worst stuff for you at all.
Well, it's not like processed food. It's the raw product that we put some seasoning on and cook. It's pretty straight to the table sort of thing. But that being said, it's not like I eat a lot of it in the first place. If I were to eat what we serve all day long, I think I'd eventually gain more weight than I wanted to because I'm eating too much at work. I'm indulging, and I eventually get sick of it. Every day, I'm selling this food that looks great. I'm not diving into it because eventually I'm like, no, I don't want that. You know what I mean?
That was
those pork steaks.
When I've delivered pizzas before for places. In high school, I worked for Pizza Hut, and right when I graduated college, I worked for Domino's. I was eating so much pizza all the time. Half price, wings, pizza, breadsticks.
Oh,
I have very much a gluttonous side to me.
fair enough.
It's there.
I'm judging.
I hope you would, so I would kind of feel bad over it. Ooh, Timmy hates me.
Yeah. I definitely don't like you. I wouldn't say hate.
No, we're just gonna have to get over it.
Oh yeah, we'll get over it.
It has been an hour and 40 minutes though. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's an hour and 40 minutes.
You wrap it up how you like, man.
Well, do you have any do you have anything you want to include? Anything you'd say so let's say Timmy Williams is here from Williams Meat Market, family-owned business, a lot of great things. They got cheeses, they got sandwiches, they got meats, they got pastas, they got everything. What do you got?
We got a little bit of everything for everyone. Yeah, and we're gonna basically figure out what you need, and we hope you leave happy. I bet you will, and if you don't, well then I'm not doing my job correctly. I really don't know what to say. I mean,
No, that's good. That was great. That was good. That's your food philosophy there. That's your food philosophy.
You know what though? It's easy. Like the stuff where I work, the stuff like sells itself. It's not that hard. I'm not trying to get a $40,000 car off a lot. Like there's this beautiful meat in front of me that I know it's not going to taste like garbage. Like I'm going to tell you, yeah, it's good, and they're going to buy it, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, that was good, and it'll be back unless they burn it.
Just don't. That's your number one rule. Just don't burn it.
Yeah, I've burnt enough things like, oh my god, this is terrible. But it's compliments to the chef, and also the chef has a lot to do with. Maybe that's why you don't like it.
Oh, because the people are just burning things too much.
Maybe they don't know how to cook in the kitchen like me.
Well, Timmy loves the community, and he also loves not burning things. So thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun, man.
Thank you for the beers from all over the world and the meats, and I will enjoy those thoroughly.
Hey, cheers. At least
Cheers.
I can do.
Bink.
All right.
Whoa, take her easy there, Pilgrim.
Boy, I got vision and the rest of the world wears bifocals.
Well, son, since you haven't learned to respect your elders, it's time you learn to respect your betters.
It is, I think, going to be a very harsh and unpleasant kind of business, and will, I think, require an extremely harsh and unpleasant kind of man to see to it.
I'm your huckleberry.